there are basically two type of properties: stored properties and computed properties. So you can see in Swift. So firstly, we are three type. In la lecture, we are learn about three type of classes, structure, and enumerations. So we learn also the properties are the variable in these three types of classes, structure, and enum. So basically, property are the state of these classes, and other things method. Methods are the functionality of the classes, structure, and enum. So first we learn about properties. So first, store properties. What are they? So properties are that properties which store some value in it. So like we have a structure, fixed length range, and we have first value int and length int. So these properties are the store properties. Basically, we define it when we create it with initializer, or we can change it with using the key right click. One more thing to know about you, we go with the code. Firstly, we create a struct. We write name it test struct. Let's have a property where name string, or we make it person struct. Person, and where age print. Now we have a class student. Should have both same cheese, name, age, and school. So mentoring those cheese, we are just creating it with the person. So we can, there are two options. We can inherit from the person, but for this person will be is a class. The class can be inherited to another class. The second thing, we can use it as a variable. You can see store properties. Now it's a need initializer, so we make it init person person. We assign it the self keyword. Self school school. So now we have a structure person, we have a class student. So firstly we create an object with a struct where, so these two properties in person are store properties, and these two properties in student are the store properties. Person equal to person name Rahul, A20. create where student equal to student can pass person, change it with string student. So we what did the properties are the values within the class or within the structure which are stored which define what about the class or the class or structure. But there's some uh, there's some things which we know about the properties. Like we can change the property. We can change person dot age equal to 29. But in case of structure, we can only change the property if the person is where. If it's let, then we can't change any value because value type you can see cannot assign a property person in a let constant because it's a value type, and as we know, when we change the value it will create a new instance every time. So for let it will never modify an instance or not never creating an instance is let. But if in case of student, if we want to change the student school, BSVN, can do it with where, we can do it with let too because class are the reference type and references can change anything. You can see both are it will be given an error but it never. Because in what is the meaning in and what is difference? Like in person, we have the value a container which contains the name and age. If we change the age, it will reflect the container and change the age because we because person is pointing to container, so it never and it will be let. It is a constant. It never want to change anything in its container. But in case of student, it's a reference type. It only contains reference of a container. So it did not want any change in reference, but we can change any value in container. Now we have lazy store properties. So it will not have a much difference about anything. All thing is safe. If we mark anything with lazy, like we mark it will be lazy. So it only initialize this value. So we can mark lazy only class object. So now we have a class department which have where name department name and which have array of students. Which have students. We mark it with init. we can mark it as lazy. Student. We can go with some other example. Now you can see lazy. So there are two requirements with lazy. First, it can be a class type. Second, it every time it have an initializer. When we declare it, it have an initializer. So we can create an student object with an initializer with lazy keyword. So what it will do? Basically, lazy will not initialize the value of property or property at the time of creation of the object. It only initializes the property when we try to access it or we try to use it. So when it is in use, then only it will be initialized. So if we create an object var if we remove it from here, department test. So it will not initialize the student here. But if we try to access like department dot student, if we try to access the value, then it will be only initialized here. You can see this in top. The register property is a property whose initial value is not calculated until the first time it is used. You indicate a lazy store property by writing the lazy modifier before its declaration. Lazy property are useful when the initial property for a initial value for a property is dependent on outside factors whose value are not known until after an instance initializer is complete. Lazy property are also useful when the initial value for a property require complex or computationally extensive setup. So you can see it's a data importer, it's a file name, data manager, which have imported as a lazy property in data. It will be create a manager, then it will be append the data, now pending. There will be no creation of importer here. For instance, for importer property has not yet been created. But if we print manager dot importer dot file name, then it will be created. Now we have computed properties. Computed properties are those which will be computed within the class or within the structure. It will not store value, it will be compute value from some calculation. Like we have a React, and React have origin as a point. We have first point which have x and y. We have size, width and height. We have React have origin and side and center. So origin and side are the stored properties which will be taken up from outside, and center will be a computed property because it will be calculated. To calculate the value, we have get and set. So in get will be called only if we when we try to get the value. So it will be calculate the center x, center y, and it return a point with the center. Same set will be called when we assign a new value. So for new value, it will be assigned origin x, your new center dot x, and origin y new center dot y minus side of x. So you can see this. It will be created values. So we can try this with our code. Like we have a struct student, where student have its name as string, or it's have an as its report with a string. Let's have get, let's have set. Now when we try to get something like return the value as a string, as name is hard worker. We can set the report. Now we create a student who was student. They only show here as a store property, never be computed property. So name Rohan. Now print its report student report. You can see Rohan is hard worker. So computer property is calculated using by getter and setter. Now we have read only computer properties. Read only computer properties are the properties they only have getter, never be setter. So because we know they only have a getter like in code, It's only a getter. It's have setter, but we will not using the setter, so we can remove it. Now we can't change the value of report. So as you can see, student report test. So it will tell us it's a get only property, it's a read only property. Or for this read only property, you can only write it like that. Just return the value. Giving the same error now, and if we remove it, it will be work. You can see. Now we have property observer. Property observer are those which will be observe any change in the property. So we have two things, will set and did set. So if we are using if in total property will set with new value and did set. So if there will be any change in total step, it will be called will set before the change and will be called did set after the change. So will set have new value and did set have old value. So you can see step counter total step is 0. We'll set new total step about the total step to new total step. And its set is if total step is greater than old step, then edit total step minus step. So now we have step counter. Step counter to total step is equal to 200. When we set it 200, so it will first call will set. Then call did set. So will set just have a new value. We are printing the new value. Did set have a old value, and we will remove old value from present value. Old value is 0 and present value is 200, and the telling the step. If now it's 360, so about the step total step 360, new value is 360. Now it will the difference of new value and old value. Now we have global and local variables. Basically, local variables are the variables which are only accessible within the class. So you can see this like name is a local variable for this class. We can access it within the scope, or outside the scope we can use the instance variable to access it. But we can't directly access outside the scope, but we can directly access like we write a function here, print report. So we can directly access the report with the print. So now we can just call it with the student on print report. So in the within the class, local variable can be accessed directly. Outside the class, it can be only accessed with the instance variable or some functions. Now we have global properties are the properties which can be created anywhere and can be used anywhere. So basically, global properties are the lazy properties. They will be initialized only when they use. So like you can see in some structure we have static variable, store type property, and static computer variable, computed type properties. So now we can print it with, okay, we do not need to create an instance. So like if we make report as static variable, so it can't be directly accessed within the class. It can be accessed anywhere with the class name only. You can also access here with class name only. So it will be globally accessed anywhere with only class name. We do not need any instance for access this. So to mark as a global property, we can have two keywords like static and class. So which we think with the static, you can do same thing with class too. But class can be only declared within the class, not in structure. So we need to add an initializer, init name string shell name equal to name. So basically local variable can be accessed within the class or structure, or we can use it outside with the instance. But global variable can be accessed at anywhere. Now we have methods. The functionality of a class called methods, like we have counter, we have store property count 0, we have increment, it's a method which will be increment the count, we have increment by amount, it also method which will increment the count with some amount, and we have reset, it will reset it to 0. So these three things are the methods of this class counter. We have self property. Self property can be accessed. Self can be used as the instance within the class. So outside the instance, we need to create an instance of that class, and then we can use the properties and function. But if we want to use these things within the class, we can just use self. Self will be create a self instance of the class. So as we know, every instance of a type has implicitly property called self. Everything like enum structure and class both have all three have a self variable, which is exactly equivalent to the instance itself. You use the self property refer to the current instance within its own instance method. Now we have the modifying the value type within the instance method. So as we know, if we create any structure or enum, these are the value types, and value types can't be changed within the scope or within the class. Like we remove this report, remove all these things, we make it struct. Remove this. If we want to change the name we can change it here. So name equal to Sun. But if we want to change here within a function, we can write a function change name so you cannot assign a property self is immutable. Why this happen? Because the any all stored properties in the value types class and structure and enum are the immutables. To make it immutable, we have a keyword mutable. Now it will be so mutating. Now it will be work fine. We can't mutate it within the class, within the structure itself. So modifying the value types within the instance method, we need to mark instance method as a mutating. Same we can assign to the self using mutating. Now type methods. Type methods are the global method which can be accessed anywhere with just only with the class name. So instance method as you describe above are the method that you call on an instance of a particular type. So there will be instance method or same like we have global and local variables. Same like we have a instance methods and type methods. So basically instance method are like a like a local variable. It can be only accessed with the instance itself. Or type methods are like a global property. They can be accessed anywhere just with the name of that class. So we have some class, we have some type, we can access it with the this. So to know more of this, we go with the past example, the student report. So now we want to this method as a type method. So we make it like a static or class. Static or class function. Now we just want to access it outside. We not want to create an instance. We can just print using the class name. We do not the print itself have a print. We are not returning any value. Yep. These are about the properties and methods like we have two type of properties, global and local. Local with are using with instance, and global can be accessed anywhere with class name. Same, we have two type of methods, instance method and type method. Instance method are used by the instance, and type method can be used with only class name. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.